Since we have a quorum, let me do the roll call. I'm here, Vern. Chi.
Here.
Connie.
Here.
Clyde. George Toth. Fanny. Derek. Art. Deidre.
Present.
Okay. So, okay, guy, we have 4 as a quorum. 4 CLUPC members present, so that's a quorum. We'll start the meeting now. White Horse Lake Community Land Use Planning Committee. Meeting May 4, 2023 at 3, and we're starting at what time?
3:12.
3:12. I'll use this for my recording.
Where's the tree? Oh, right here.
Okay. Roll call, I did the roll call, introduction of gas, we have nobody here as a guest. Confidential. That's not the place. I don't know if there's some that's going to join us again later on. Where is my recording? Okay, so invocation, we have an invocation. Volunteers and policy to open the meeting with an invocation.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Ja, det kanske han sitter i då. Jag känner så inte så att det har då. Jag tror att han är precis så att det är så. Kanske jag ansåg på det. Jag ska nog inte då. Nej, kan vi då kanske han inte leva helt annat så långt i. Det känns och att det då jag kanske jag bara helt annat så då då tlontar lite och inte bara tlontar lite. Så alltså när jag ankommer så jag tänker att det har alltså då det när jag tänker att det kan ha det i då jag tänker att hur det när det då kan. Alltså det när så kan det vara det ni så då alltså. Och kan det vara det ni så då. Alltså man så som jag har sett av det. Name Jesus Christ. Amen.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Yeah, now let's go to review and approval of the agenda. May 4, 2023 at 3 p.m. agenda. Community Land Use Planning Committee, meeting call to order, 3:12. Roll call, introduction of gas. Then the rosters in here, invocation by Chi, review approval of the agenda. Review and approval of the meeting minutes, 4/6/23. Report, CSC, LGA budget expenditure report. 2 chapter officials, 3 CLUPC members. New business and discussion, review timeline, scope of work review, and get chart. Obtain demographic maps of the 3 communities. Phase 2, community assessment, compile community information data collected. Phase 3, land stability analysis, identify specific chapter land for potential development site. To hire a consultant technical assistant to compile data. Action item, request and approve 10 acres lease with White Horse Lake, chapter 640 acres to White Horse Lake Baptist Church. And then it says, number 2, action item, resolution to hire a CLUPC consultant through the chapter to compile data for community land use planning, sponsored by Lucita Nolan. Request and approve CLUPC members monthly stipend of $120 times 4 equals $480 times 12 equal $5,760. Sponsored by Lucita Nolan. And then we'll have executive session in here. And that will be, okay. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one's 9. Yeah. Okay. And then plans for the next CLUPC meeting, June 1st, 2023 at 3, location Wyers Lake Chapter House. Announcement, Wyers Lake Chapter Planning Meeting, May 10, 2003, by in-person and virtual meeting. Wyers Lake Chapter Meeting, May 17, 2023, virtual and in-person. Veterans Meeting, May 7, 2023. Senior Center Meeting, May 2023. Adjournment. Okay? So, that's the way our agenda is set up today. So, do I hear a motion to accept the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Thank you, Laverne. Anybody second?
I'll second, but I have a comment after.
And then, okay, now we have a motion and a second. Now, do you have any questions?
Yes. So the executive session portion, is that in our plan of operation?
Yes.
It is?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's in our plan of operation. Any question? Any changes? Okay.
Where you're on the agenda, correct?
Where
No.
we made a motion, a second, now we're into question. If there's no other questions, then we'll go into voting. All in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
1, 2.
To accept the agenda, we're voting.
I guess I'll abstain.
Okay, 3, 1, 2,
Connie and
3.
Michelle,
Oh, yeah.
Favor?
She second.
okay. So 3 in favor, okay, 0 opposed, and 2 abstain. That's Mindy. Okay, so let's go on to review and approval of the meeting minutes. Chief?
Because the last we met was April 6th, 3 p.m. We always put, because somebody puts a.m., so it's p.m.
Correction?
1, Club President, Lucita No called me to order at 3:09 with a quorum of 4 members present to officially constitute a business meeting. Then 2, roll call. So, this is Lucita, Ms. Wagner was absent, and then R.E. is absent. I was present, Connie was present, Derek absent, and then Clyde present, Dietrich absent, Franny George absent. Invocation, Clyde Gazi, land board, provide the invocation. 4, review and approve of the agenda. A motion to adopt and approve agenda was made by Clyde Gazi, which was seconded by Connie Begay with a vote of 6 in favor, none opposed, and 1 abstain. Motion carried for the record. 4, 5, review and approve of the meeting minutes. I myself read the minutes for review and approval. There was motion was made by Clyde Yazzie, seconded by Connie Begay, vote 6 in favor, vote 0 opposed, 1 abstain. Then reports says 15 minutes. A, Mr. Jerry Antonio, pastor of Wyers Lake Baptist Church. He's asking for a church lease. He wants the chapter to recognize the new church. The Christian Reformed Church is willing to pay for the electric and water bill. The previous tenant had an outstanding water bill in the amount of $6,000. They can't improve the building, but due to overhauling bills, they constructed a cistern system for the bathrooms. He's the pastor for a church by the old preschool building. He currently comes out on Crown Point. He invites the community members to come to church on Sundays to worship. It starts at 10 a.m. and Bible study on Thursday night at 6 p.m. Clyde said he is very familiar with the church lease and will help Mr. Ferry Antonio. We don't know how long the lease was granted to the Christian Reformed Church. Some leases expire within 25 to 50 years. Pastor Antonio recommended to have the church closer to the road, possibly about 10 acres. Other plans in the process to be built there besides the church are the multi-purpose building, a playground, and a paid parking lot. Other church organizations are willing to help build the church. Currently, the 640 acres is not approved by the Navajo Nation. Therefore, the survey, art clearance, and environmental assessment cannot be done. If the Navajo Nation approves it, the church site belongs to your organization, and the chapter will not be the owner. CLUPC resolution will be moved forward at the next meeting. Also recommend Mr. Antonio to present the lease request before the planning chapter meeting for approval. B. George told council delegate, he said he's attending committee meetings in Window Rock. He and the Navajo Nation council is not pushing the ARPA funds. There's not enough money for the 10 houses that was allocated to the chapters. This design will take a lot of time. Rico Marcus is on the list for cell towers. He's working to get NHA units to the community. He also spoke with the Auditor General on CAT and was told that the chapter needs to be fully staffed. A lot of work committee is written on people that own restitution and aren't paying. He said the emergency fund is under the chapter. George Wood presented to the CLUPC manual for Casimir chapter. He gave some handouts like certification checklists. He told the CLUP committee they're doing a good job. Mr. told that his constituents, Health Education Ministers Committee attended meetings in Washington to lobby and discuss the budget. Nisita Nolan shared with him the public education plan, community assessment plan of operation, vision, and mission statements. The community assessment is ongoing. Connie Gay showed him the map of the 640 acres that the previous subcommittee had done. She added that we are still behind on the scope of work, timeline, and public education. She said that she can do the paperwork, so we don't have to hire a consultant. She added that she hasn't been paid for the month of December. Tanya asked about the CLUPC quorum. There's a full answer saying that you can have any number, but you must look at the budget. 3/4 constitute a quorum. The land board is there as a technical assistance. Nisita No asked about what is going on with building. Madam Chair asked a question if the emergency funds have been used. The chapter has outlined a plan to purchase pallets, coal, propane, and coal. I heard some community members ask the same question through one of the CLUP meetings. She mentioned she hasn't received anything yet. Mr. Toll said to ask the chapter officials, my chapter officials have already spent, purchased, and distributed all of the items to community members. Again, the chapter is accountable for emergency funds. C, CLUP reports. D, chapter officials. Yes, there's none. Item 7, discussion. Then 8, review. Okay. Timeline, scope of work, review, chapter GATS chart. Then phase 2, community assessment, compile community information data collected. Obtain demographic maps of the 3 communities. Phase 3, land suitability analysis, identify specific chapter land for potential development sites. Then to hire a consultant for technical assistance to complete data. See, 8, new action item. Okay, then after that, see, trying to get these your own numerals. 9, plans for next
Oh, yeah,
CLUPC
this one
meeting,
shouldn't be there.
May 4, 2023, which is today. Then 11, see, announcements, just at the charter plan meeting, people, veterans meeting, April, the Wawa State Charter meeting, April, East Side Community School Board meeting. That will adjourn at 5:28. There's a motion by Todd Yaza and second by myself. So that's it.
Okay. Just make the correction on the Roman numeral numbers. Discussion, we intend no discussion A, B, C, D, by all that Roman numerals needs to go out.
So can I make some clarifications on the
Okay.
information that was disseminated?
Oh, sorry, I'm making the correction on this one. So just cross those Roman numerals out. That's going to be the correction because we have a lot of Roman numerals after the discussion. And then where it says executive session 2, there's another Roman numeral. Okay, yes, you should. Okay. Okay, go ahead, Deidre.
Okay, so it's going to be action item 6A, second page, second paragraph, or actually, no, my bad, third paragraph. The currently 640 acres is not approved by Navajo Nation. So that is false. The approval lies on BIA. Navajo Nation is the applicant. And then the survey and all of that stuff is being done. Environmental science has been done. Archaeological clearance has been done. And Navajo Nation, again, does not approve it. But again, like I was telling you guys this earlier, there is a separation of church and state, meaning that the government can't favor one over the other as far as, let's say, the Reformed Church and then the Baptist Church and Pentecostal and all of these different denominations. So there's one clarification. And then on the Navajo Nation, so I know for a fact that if this were to happen, the church is going to want the property in their name. And therefore, after, it's going to be used for profit. They are going to be seeking money from outside entities. And basically, most of this stuff is for our community members and our congregates and all of those people. And I do know for a fact that it does state here that these guys are out of Crown Point, and the majority of the congregates there are from Crown Point. I believe there's only 3 or 4 people within the community that are in the congregation there. So that makes it difficult again. So those are the only things that I want to clarify, is that it's not being approved by BIA, and it's the survey and all of the other, the EA, the archaeological clearance, all of those have been done and they are in the process. So yeah, and then just kind of a clarification on our 640 acres. And from what I understand, they want prime real estate. Prime real estate meaning that they want the forefront. I'm pretty sure it's going to be at the intersection there. And for this particular 640 acres, there's nothing in there for church. It's for economic development and it's for tribal housing. The application that's being submitted and being reviewed now doesn't say anything about church for that whole 640 acres. So I want to clarify that as well. And going forward, that prime real estate is going to be set aside for economic development, e.g. gas stations and stuff like that, that we can utilize to improve our quality of life for our community members and to be self-reliant for the community. So this was actually discussed back in November or December, I believe it was. And I did mention this at a CLUPC meeting, and we did go over it. But it still it slipped back through the cracks, and it came back up. So I just want to clarify that, and I want that to be on record, because if it's going to be the 640 acres, that is going to be a slippery slope. And like I said, the reason being is going to be because it's for economic development and travel housing.
Yeah, on negotiation and then, do we have another space to where, that church over there before Christian Reform used to lease that one, okay? Now, I've heard that, I think their lease expired, I'm not really sure, because we haven't heard from Christian Reform Church yet. So, they're just there. They want to build on that lease, but the water bill is it's just 6,000, and it's just so much for them.
Okay.
And then when they build on there, NTUA is not going to hook up the water because of that outstanding bill, and they don't want to deal with that. And then the church itself, I know the congregation, his children are the ones that comes out of Crown Point with him. And then, like for me and my family, we attend that Baptist church. We used to go to Holiness in Daniels, but, because of the distance, we'd rather go to this one. And theirs has been on and off to where these people, as a matter of fact, some of these people that lives around here got saved. But like you said, there's not very many of our community members are attending the next, but that church is there for salvation. They might serve the Lord. They might want to get saved. Church, it's not because that there are so many people that are coming to church. It's a place for salvation.
Yeah. I just want to clarify something. Everybody believes in stuff, and I'm not going to criticize something that somebody is being saved by. It's more of a legality thing. And not only that, because we're dealing with land, and it's not on the religious side. It's not because I'm this and I'm that, and she's this, and it's not. It doesn't have anything to do with that. And I just want to clarify that. And then it says here that they have outside entities that are going to be willing to help to build a church. Why can't they help? Just kind of throwing it out there. Why can't they help with the bill?
That's not theirs. That's not Baptist. Baptist church would build that bill belongs to the Christian Reformed Church.
Okay.
The reason why I'm saying it's a salvation place, not very many of our community people attend that church, and most of it comes out of Crown Point. That's the reason why I'm saying that. I'm answering your question, your comment. And then the other thing too is, he wants to be part of the resource and the community for the people. Where else can we say you can lease this land?
That would be to be determined, because we're going to have to look at what is, even if it's within our service area. Again, it's not the chapters that Navajo Nation, but Nanasla. That changed just recently, and so that being said, that goes forward to RDC. And any land, it still has to go to them.
Okay, the other thing too, it's a possibility. Ne ada the bonnet can be done, then it's a possibility. CD was here when we were discussing this, yeah, because they have a similar experience with Casimir Lake. So that process, the whole thing went through the chapter. So it can be done,
But I guess this happened just recently. Yeah, maybe it happened before this transition happened. But as of December 31st, 2022, RDC Japan Nadia. And that being said, that's where my clarification came in as far as the Navajo Nation, the Nindigi, it's not approved by Navajo Nation. And the reason why the chapter is no longer the applicant is because Navajo Nation. So a lot of this information has to be fact checked because yes, they might have done that, but that was prior to what happened with the new transition. So yeah, before that, that's what was going on before. So case in point would be with this whole transition. In the very beginning with this fee to trust, the chapter was the applicant. And now, as of the December 31st, 2022, the chapter is no longer the applicant, it's the Navajo Nation. Everything goes to the Navajo Land Department. What's going on is I'm just doing the legwork for them, making sure because they have other things that they need to do. I'm trying to ease their burden of trying to gather these documents and to expedite the whole process. Because if it's left in their hands, who knows how long it's going to take. So Eben Navajo Nation ban Nadia, and to the point you made is but that was before this Eben na chapter that's why it has to go to RDC, Resources and Development Committee. So even then, this are defeated trust. It had to be sponsored, it had to go to RDC, and it had to go to the council. All of that stuff has to happen with them too. It's not me that's making this criteria. I'm just trying to inform you before you hit that roadblock, because eventually you're going to hit it anyway.
We're going to move forward with it because we're helping you. We want to help the church. So we're going to move forward with it and see how they can work it out for him. With the CD, and then the only thing is that, like I said, the chapter, okay, you have to maybe lease it to them, maybe, as if it's a possibility. The church that's what my argument is about.
I have a short comment.
Okay.
Just like Dietrich said, at the start I asked if we could get a legal opinion leading from DOJ on that issue. That our U.S. government operates on that, so there has to be separation of church and state. Anyway, my question is, Joe, if we're going to work with the 640 acres goal, I'm sure that we can find another plot of land where they can use it.
Yeah.
So it should be better because Joe, policy, no, it can always be changed. I mean, you can't say policy. We see these speed limits out here, 55 mph of a car. Nobody follows it. So, I mean, that's the way I look at it. Although we have other churches in the community, though, it's kind of like we're saying that they're violating this law. So, I mean, that's just my comment is. I think it shouldn't be hard to find, another place where they can build a
Yeah.
church.
That's where we're at.
Oh,
你คิดเขาต้องคิดอยากให้ทีก็อยากให้ this is what our recommendation and our opinion is. I'm very sure it's going to be for the community people.
Because not only him's there's gonna be others that's gonna come before the chapter asking for the same thing. Not gonna,
Oh,
they're gonna ask for the same thing. We just have to tell them no,
yeah. So, not that. So what you're saying that this one has been approved. So what you're saying that the 640 acres again approved and they are.
No.
Not
So,
yet.
no. There's a lot of misinterpretation and misunderstanding. So, no, I did not say it's approved.
I have a question for you right there.
Go ahead.
If this 640 acres is not approved, how much been your survey area? And we spent about $2,120 on that survey.
When?
Huh?
6,000? When?
2,000
Oh, okay.
on the survey shot,
Yeah.
as team they identified in the
Yeah.
if not cut, what auto approve if you have wish on.
So, the way the process goes, it's not approved. There's a process for anything. Just think about a home site lease. Home site lease, before it's approved, you gotta have these things in order. You have to have archaeological clearance and a survey. Same thing. It has to those things have to be in place in order for it to be approved. So it doesn't, you don't just go apply and, you're approved. Now you can go ahead and get your archaeological clearance, your EA, all of those stuff, environmental assessment, and your CV. That's not the way it works. The process is you do those things prior to your application because that is part of the process. Okay, when you submit your application, there's a checklist on there, on the cover page. And the application is just the first portion. On the next portion, on the step 2, they're gonna ask you for a survey. Step 3, they're gonna ask you for environmental assessment. Step 4 is gonna be the archaeological clearance. All of those are combined in order for this process to happen. So it's not approved, and I never said it was approved. I just said that the application is moving forward. And I also said that BIA is the one that approves it. The chapter has nothing to do with this process. Navajo Nation is the applicant, not the chapter.
You know what? The reason why I'm asking all these questions is it approved or not is because we were told that this one is about to approve. We just need Jonathan Nez's signature for the media. That was when Jonathan Nez was still in office. Other transition by now stay. So what happened? Did Jonathan Nez sign that application? What happened? Check that they don't die. He did then he's not now.
So again, Navajo Nation, this is going to be the 3rd or 4th time I've said it. Navajo Nation doesn't approve it. BIA approves it. Jonathan Nez and BIA are 2 different entities.
Yeah, but why were you telling us that we only need Jonathan Nez's signature?
I did not say that.
Yes, you did, yeah.
Why are you?
CLUPC meeting, auto in the down, he didn't need. Right there, now the transition happened. I don't know where it's at,
So that is going to go back to the point I made to where it went to council and it needed a person to sponsor it. That's it. Navajo Nation is the applicant. And who's the head of the Navajo Nation? The Navajo Nation president. And that person has to sign off on it. That's just part of the process. He's not the one that approved it. And I never said that because I know the process. And that's where I said there's a lot of misunderstanding. And I'm just trying to clarify the process.
Of course, one more question. If this one auto Berlin, they go and everything go, It should have been between them two out there. Ni ko da an ya go plant that.
Well, we're just doing the legwork, like I said.
Go ahead, Laverne.
So where's the application?
It's at BIA,
It's BIA now?
yeah.
And they're probably waiting on the ARC, the EA, and the biological clearances?
So those are already conducted. The only thing they need, yeah.
They just need to submit it?
No, we just need the survey, and that's, goes to the point, that's what we needed, and that's part of the process.
When is he gonna survey?
It's being surveyed, but as he was surveying, he found some stakes that needed to be clarified. So there are, he did go out there, he found some stakes there that had ENA, BIA, what was it? NRC, Natural Resources Committee, ENA, so there's a lot of things, that's what I mean, when we're dealing with processes, there's a lot of things, it's not as straightforward as you think. It's just like me saying that I understand physics, but I might understand this concept, but when I'm applying it, I don't really understand. It gets more complicated. So,
It's in the process, that's what I understand right now. And it'll be like that for probably throughout the summer.
well, again, it's part of the process.
Yeah, because it still has to go between the two governments, the approval. And so I know Navajo Nation takes a long time.
So it went
It might
through,
take it through the summer.
it did go through the 164 process.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, everything.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
again, like I said, I've been diligently working. It's not, but again, it's two different entities. I'm going to reiterate again that the Navajo Nation is not the one that's going to approve it. It's BIA. And BIA has their own credentials on what this process is because the office is in Washington. And with that being said, if within the criteria of the application, and this all stems from this church with all of these questions that are coming up, within that application, there's nothing in there that says church, but yet, like I said, it's for economic development, and this particular one is for tribal housing. And now, all of these questions are stemming from this church, but it is going through the process, and that sole purpose of that land is economic development.
Okay, so she mentioned that he wants a DOJ opinion on this. Just, yeah, it says that it's for economic development, for housing and this, but that, I guess that was the plan, and then here comes a representative wanting church. Now we're dealing with that, so who's going to write the letter to ask DOJ about this opinion?
I think the best way out of this is to have a meeting with Lester. We'll go from there. Isn't it?
So, the only portion, again, the BIA is involved in is the making sure all of our documents are in process and they just do the approval, making sure everything's in order. Your question is it plausible and is it feasible to put this church on that land? And you're looking for that loophole. But again, like I said, this particular application, yeah.
Since you're just running around in circles, DOJ will just their question to edit,
Yeah.
and then the other respond, they can provide it to them.
Okay.
Then do the same thing with BIA. If they don't understand what you're telling them, have BIA and DOJ explain it.
Okay.
It's always good to ask questions, things that you don't know.
Is that
We don't understand.
Mr. Toledo?
Oh,
Mr. Toledo.
you did another one.
Okay, can we move on?
That's what we would do. We were saying that we'll write a letter initially.
I think that was a question to you guys.
I'm
I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do an email. The letter you said, cho ito din na.
呢個我先คิดประเด็นนี้เชียว
Go ahead.
Okay, like you said, Chief, we need DOG's opinion, didn't need ya, before that lady stepped up. So we're gonna write the letter.
Okay.
What are they bahasa?
Can you CC in on the letter to us too?
So that's the other issue. So we're trying to move forward and we're just getting obstacles along the way. So so it seems like we're trying to move ahead, but we're not. And we're not the technical people here either. We're just volunteering.
Yep. So again, for me, like I said, and the
Well,
main,
let's just do this. I thought we'll just do the letter, so we don't discuss
Okay,
it.
accord. In the plan of operation, LGA, in the technical assistant, yes, and and why can't you do that for us?
Chunda, it's your request, and I'm
It is-
trying
It
to,
is my request, it's our request, but we need to work together with
Yeah.
you.
I'm trying to inform you, what the process is, but you're not willing to accept it. And that's why I keep repeating myself. And that answer is not going to change.
And if this thing is not resolved, we're stuck right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, how did you work out my request? None hit the door.
Like, I thought being twist in a meeting, yeah.
We're in
But
this situation
You
right now.
created that problem again. You brought that obstacle up again. By inviting, you could have let him know already that this doesn't lie on the chapter. But you still invited it back in. Now it's sitting at our table again, even though it was already addressed months ago. That's
Okay,
it.
because you don't think, oh, we'll write. We can write. And then we'll have our answers. And then bring it to the meeting. Le hagushin nada teo edota. E adet osa nada hotno kit nada hotno osa nana. So we'll discuss it in the meeting. At the next meeting after we write the letter to DOJ.
I have a question.
Okay.
So, what was not dealt with here is being moved here, right? Okay,
Yeah, so those,
because you guys ran out of time?
we ran out of time and we were told that the chapter was going to be closed.
Okay, let's move on then.
Okay,
So we're gonna motion the review and approval of the meeting minutes.
oh, review and approval of the meeting minutes and So, motion, motion,
Nobody's motion.
Nope, motion,
So somebody needs the motion.
okay. Minutes still target, motion it.
With corrections.
5 for now.
Did you make a motion, Chief? No.
I said with corrections.
Oh, the corrections, Sigisha,
That's the one we're on, reading it, yeah.
the only thing that wasn't in there, the agenda, yes. Only the correction was the Roman numerals. Was only that case,
And then his stuff that he brought up that should be put in the minutes too,
Yeah.
what we discussed about.
His
making
correction,
Yeah.
his correction on
The
currently the
640
640 acres is not true.
Yeah.
So I can motion it and then motion.
I read the minutes.
Okay.
And
Motion,
yes.
second.
I'll second.
Okay. Okay, you got questions on how that's what. So all in favor? 1, 2, Michelle?
No, because a lot of this other stuff we didn't, I think we should stick with Chi, what he originally wrote. These add-ons are add-ons.
Add-ons are according to the recorder.
So,
Why do you have the recorder on, Michelle?
because I'm allowed to.
Open the digit non-finish.
Nope.
So I got the statement from the recorder.
But that's Chi's
And
job.
then
though.
I can make copies of this and then maybe attach it to the minutes.
Yeah, but that's Chi's secretary job though, not yours.
Yeah, but she
But you
put
could
out a
suggest it to
correction. So
him.
I already said this is the correction that I made in the italic.
So
You did
it's
it.
like your way or the highway kind of thing. It's pretty much what you're telling me.
Let's go on.
Let's do this. We did the minutes, so with the corrections. So all we need is to take action here. So that's why it's
Okay, so all in favor? 1, 2, okay. Opposed?
Me.
one opposed,
Abstain?
two abstaining.
Okay, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so let's go into reports. The first on the list, CSC.
What do you want to know?
I thought 5 o'clock LGA budget expenditure report.
I guess it depends. Again, that's going to be a loaded, broad question. That's why.
Probably just the LGA part.
Okay, so
I'm asking Deidre for his report.
Yeah, it says right here, LGA right here though.
let's stay on topic. Do you want the whole LGA or what?
LGA, we're under LGA, so expenditure report,
Yeah.
basis spent the dollar.
Oh, that one I do not have. I just have what we have in our accounts.
No, and pertaining to us, in
Yeah.
the CLUPC.
So pertaining to you guys, I saw on your agenda, or one of the, is that resolution on your agenda. I'm assuming that's why you want to know what is, see, now, you just kind of open it broad, I want to narrow it down. I know it's because, A, the fourth person, right? The fourth person to get paid. Is that correct? I saw somewhere that,
Oh, hey dog, I've been.
so,
Joe, the reason why I put this on the agenda, yes, for the action item, there's 2 action items in there. You always tell us that LGA is not for your money.
yeah, it's for, chapter operation. Chapter operation and stipends, so there's FICA, Medicare, workman's comp, lodging, vehicle expense, per diem, office supplies, operating supplies, dues and subscriptions, other supplies and expenses, professional fees, stipends, meeting, insurance, property, bank charges, service charges, and computers. That's so kwagi bail wahigi once if Club C is under the impression that whatever balance is in LGA, you're going to automatically assume that this whole balance in the budget is going to be yours and it's going to be a free-for-all. But that's why I just want to make the clarification that it's just not for Club C, it's for officials and chapter E. And then the supplies
How much
that
do we have? Sorry, I'm sorry.
altogether in LGA, there's 28,000.
That doesn't sound like enough to cover what you talked about.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's just day-to-day expenses. A lot of it is going to be day-to-day expenses, and the supplies that you requested aren't even being used. Até na to use it,
We don't even have it. Where is it?
it's,
Not the whole, yeah, we don't have it. We've been buying our own binders, our pens, our rubber papers.
I don't know what to say. I can't cater, I can't spoon feed you every time. So I thought you wish at the last meeting, or no, 2 meetings ago, these supplies you guys requested has been purchasing Kadini.
It was just a computer.
No, it's all supplies. I can't just say, I can't just pick and choose. And
Okay, expenditure out of order, you're off the subject, so.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, peso, you didn't, you put that.
Jordan,
Sige, peso.
I just told you,
doing?
I don't wish that, but I'm out of order. So again, this is gonna be a revolving door, and I know that this is never gonna get anywhere. But on the 4th person, it's not in the budget for another person to get paid until next, almost its semester, next fiscal year.
Who's the 4th person?
I
Honey?
don't know. I don't know. You guys, I saw it that,
Because the Bernardo is Lada.
I don't know. I mean,
I might get paid one of these days. I just haven't submit mine.
so I saw it in the agenda. It said that there's a resolution.
On
That's
the
it.
agenda, yeah. It's right here.
Yep. See, approval of a monthly stipend for 4 people.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to answer, and that's the information there. That's it. But the thing is, I'm saying is that it's only for officers. So I'm just trying to answer your question. But yet, again, this is going to be a revolving door. So I hopefully,
Can you show me the policy where it says that only the officers can be paid?
that's the way the budget was written.
Show it to me. Show it to us. Put it on the table.
Can we revise the budget?
Not
Can
right
we do
now.
a modification? It can be done.
Not right now. Not, yeah, maybe for 2023 or 2024, sorry. But you guys are not involved in budget planning, and it has been discussed. Don Hidit Itaeda, you guys are only land use and planning committee.
What about as voters?
As voters,
As voters, we're voters.
but
We
that,
approved the budget.
Yeah, we approve the budget. We're voters.
but that's only
Whether,
3.
I'm not a 100%.
I'm a voter too.
Me too.
But you're on duty.
Yeah, but I'm just
But Shay,
saying.
I'm not a CLUPC president. When I'm
You are.
attend a meeting, I attend the chapter meeting, I'm there as a voter.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, I'd like to ask Deidre
Yeah.
if we can have a copy of what you were reading of,
What?
like the different outlines.
Right there. It's always posted right there.
Can we
All the
have
financial reports are right there.
Copy 100,
That goes to that's not, no, that's it's there.
copy.
This is internal records.
Copy.
I will, but on topic, again, I'm gonna say this again, yes, as far as Club C, you guys are not involved in budget on Hasalada. You guys are only planning and land use, idea.
But, like we said, we're registered voters, so.
Yeah.
And then we have to approve the budget through the chapter meeting, so we're there as a voter.
Yeah. Why is it when I'm saying something, it's out of order and if we're going off topic, but when you go off topic, it's not
Let's
out of
move
order?
on, let's
Yeah.
move on. Well, finish your report.
I just did.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know emergency funds, do you have a report on them?
So emergency funds, yes. There was pellets bought, there was wood bought, and then also there was water that was got. There was a bunch of things that happened. I'm not sure, I wish you guys would participate in all of these things. But coal was given out, water was given out. Yeah, I don't know why, it seems everything is personal with you. And
We weren't there, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was
But-
like 2 months ago.
I thought all of those, but wood pellets give out, yeah. We got 3 tons of wood pellets. Now, the food cards are in the process of getting in, but we're prioritizing elderly. And that check is barely being written, and it's gonna be it's going through Bass's process. So, yeah, hold on.
Why is it
How many tons of pellet? No, he did say.
You should be only reporting the tons.
Tons.
I didn't catch it.
Harrison did it was Sandra. Office with another word, he doesn't.
No, she's from Torreon. She's the finance person over there. She helps out here.
Well, she needed to throw her words over here.
So, yeah, again, I just want to iterate that CLUPC is Land Use and Planning Committee. You guys are way, way, way off in left field, and you want more information than you guys need to know. But I know that you guys aren't going to let up, and everything is personal with you guys, and hopefully you don't misunderstand any information that I'm giving to you.
I'd like to make a point of order. Every meeting, we're constantly being attacked. It's just personal. And although we wasted an hour over that, we didn't get nowhere. You know?
Yes.
We didn't get nowhere. So people are coming in.
Yeah.
And we're hurting our people. That's why. You're not hurting us. You're hurting our people. And that can cause us alone we're just fighting. And we're not going anywhere. So, you know, we haven't even reached action item.
And Chi, just to answer your question, I'm
just takes it personal.
저 아렌다 시키다.
Pellets, did you say? How many tons of pellets?
3.
3 tons.
This is not, yeah, so 3 tons, hold on. I'll give you the definite. So hopefully you guys can relay this information at the chapter meeting since I'm giving it to you now.
But that's part of your report too.
Yep, that's
I
your report.
relay it at Rincon Marcus when I had meetings with my, that's what they asked me. So I said, well, I don't have any information right now.
Okay. So yeah,
That's what I'm asking. I had a meeting last Sunday. This was one of the questions, was like, emergency, where's the emergency funding? Hajila, what are we getting? That was the question. I said, I can get some updates.
so
That's what I'm asking.
again, hopefully I answered some questions. 3 tons of heaters were bought. We spent a total of $1,349.94 on that. And on the coal portion, there are 54 individuals. 54, let me finish. See, this is why it keeps going off the topic, because you keep asking questions and it keeps going that way.
Go ahead.
54 individuals got wood pellets. Auto, so actually, yeah, auto, there was 1, 4, 6, 11, 13. There was 15 loads of firewood bought, and they all went out as well. And there was an emergency worker that worked as well, that went to all the homes in White Horse Lake, all the homes in Hospun, all the homes in Rico Marcus. And the thing about that is some people are going to say that he didn't come out, but they went home. I made sure I gave him a map and he went to every house. So, yeah, that's what was spent on it, and the The food cards are in the process of being purchased now. Water, I had to do a proposal and that got delivered, and I believe, hold on.
What time is it? Is it 5 already?
It's 4:12.
Maybe we should be a senior citizen, because these guys are coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we should meet the senior center now.
Yeah, we should.
So,
Well, you should call up there and check on it first.
I can do what that's up.
37 people got water,
Chief,
and each of those people got 10 cases of water. So everything is substantiated, everything is going by the book, and the only thing I need to figure out now is propane. How are we gonna do this propane? Because there are a lot of people who are gonna,
senior center.
there are a lot of people that's gonna give, that are gonna wanna manipulate the system. So, but we're gonna have to mitigate that before it arises. But water, that's pretty much everything that was done.
Question. So whoever gets pellets, do they get water and food card either? Just one?
And that information was given to them at the very beginning, and when they do come here, I thought it's padahasi.
Do they have a choice which one they want?
Yeah. And the people who wanted wood got their wood because it was in the time where it was really cold. And they are aware of that.
15 loads of firewood, yeah. Not 15, what was that 15 loads for? What was that 15 loads for?
It's firewood.
Firewood.
Nobody's answering, so.
Oh, they left.
The DJ low.
I have another question. Water extension for Renka Marcus. So I like an update on that.
The water extension, so that is going to be right now, it is funded, my report to you is not going to change based on the last report that I gave to you. And everything is still going through the process, and I think I did let you guys know at one point 2 months ago that the funding is approved, but it's pretty much on the Navajo Nation's desk to how it's going to move forward. That's pretty much it right now. That's all the information that I can give you, but the money is there.
So Rincon, like I said, I should have done my report first, but anyway, I had a community meeting at Rincon Marcus this Sunday, and the president was there, the chapter president.
Okay.
And so the Na'adi, they want, because Art has been, we asked him, and then he gave us a report, just kind of like you. It's in the process, it's funded, the same story. They want to know more details. So Art to contact OEH head person to come out to Rincon Marcus and give a report. These are the people asking, because what I'm hearing is through Art, the community of Rincon Marcus right there, they have it, sounds like a plan situated and ready for approvals, signatures, whatever's needed. But if you go to Camp Sandoval, it's not even planned because there's no right-of-way, there's no, I don't know if it's going to require money. Most likely there's going to be a pump station. So all that needs to be figured out into this, and we don't know where we're at with this. Those were some of the questions. I call Adi Di Hospital, the guide from OEH, to really give us on paper where he's at with all this. Because what we're afraid of is that, this happens for a group of people, but another group of people, and that's what they don't want.
I agree. And the only thing I can say is I can't give you information that I don't have. I gave you the information that I do have. Anything else that I give you is going to be arbitrary, and it's going to be misconstrued. So that's the only information that I have.
Okay, so we'll get Mr., I guess Eric Garcia is his name? It's from OEH?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess we're gonna, Art was told that he needs to contact him and bring him out to Rincon.
Okay.
Because that way they meet with the people and then they ask questions and all that.
Yeah.
When that's gonna happen, I don't know. I talked to Mr. Garcia and he was very reluctant
Yeah.
to provide information. And, I mean, I never have seen any project like that where you can't get information, you're forbidden to receive information. I just don't understand that. I'm one of the first ones that is asked that question. If I have no information, then people get mad at you.
Yeah.
Why isn't even a project when you can't even share information? That's what a couple of people, they were pretty upset.
I agree, and I concur. But a lot of these people need to participate in meetings. Some of these things were probably discussed prior, because from what I understand, this project has been going on at some point. At some point, all the information becomes redundant. And after that point, if people aren't being receptive to the information, you're just repeating yourself, and it becomes, again, redundant. What do we do? I mean, I've let you know, I'm giving you the information that I'm getting, and that's the information that I got. And most likely, when you guys do invite an engineer, most of the information is going to be technical. How are they going to be receptive to that technical information? Everything's going to have to be put in layman's terms.
Yeah, he needs to give a report because none of us know. All we hear is the same stuff. It's in the process, signatures and stuff. But to really think about it, there's some stuff missing still. And we need to include those and make sure that they're part of the project.
So, one of the main thing I would like to stress is that they are not, yes, maybe they feel like they're forgotten, but there is a process that needs to be followed. And then not only that, OEH is a different entity, as is BIA. And it's different. They have their own protocols and their own procedures, completely separate than what we deal with. So if we're pestering them, we just become an annoyance.
No, we're not getting information. I'm not getting any information. Yeah, I mean, somebody has to have answers. That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
If I don't get information, I go to the next person and so forth until somebody gives us some information. It's unfair to the community people if we just say, well, it's you again, asking the same question. We already told you, and here we just got to keep, updating them.
Right. So again, that's going to go to the point that they're not forgotten. The project is going, and that's where I'm trying to relay the information is just going to become redundant at this point because it's in the process. That's it. They're not being forgotten.
At this point, I don't know what in the process is.
I agree.
mean, there was, Winderup needed a signature. Council delegate finally got after them and they signed it. I think it was NTUA. And then now it's back over, I believe, at OEH. See, if we just sit here and say it's in the process, it could take 2 more years. I think it's already taken like 5 years.
See, this is redundant. Yeah.
It is redundant. Well, somebody's just sitting on these things that we got to keep asking to keep moving. Otherwise, they just don't move it.
That
Or
goes.
either that deals with the expiration too.
that further iterates that these are two different entities. Yes, on the Navajo Nation side, the ball is moving, but on the federal side, they have their own process. I'm pretty sure they have a slew of things that they do need to do that. But again, they are on the list, they're not forgotten, it is moving, but I understand it's not moving as fast as they would like, but it is moving, it's not just sitting there. It's somewhere in that process, and I'm not the person who knows that process.
Are the right-of-ways all done?
The only thing that I know for a fact is along the road, Ikideya. That's it. But even that, it depends on what land statuses they are.
Yeah, see, that's why we need to start asking. If right-of-ways need to be done, we gotta ask them, when can we do it?
So,
Because that takes a long time, right-of-ways take months.
yeah, I agree.
So we need to ask them, there's like different steps that they take, and right-of-ways one of the steps. And
So-
then there's construction, and there's just steps.
Yeah.
And we just gotta know what step we're at.
Yeah, I agree. And just to, I guess, let's not fan the flames. Let's try to mitigate the information that's going out there, because at this point, people are already upset. And if we just fan the flames, we're just making the fire grow even bigger. But that's why I'm going to say it again, that they're not forgotten. The process is happening, but it's most of the time when we are heavily invested in anything in our personal life, we want it to move fast. But in actual reality, the process takes for time. Sometimes it takes longer than it needs to, despite on how we feel that it should move. Despite on us wanting it to move faster than it should. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Yes, we might think that it's straightforward, but there are many steps that are involved in this process.
In these processes, I know that you're allowed to ask questions, you're allowed to get updates too. But
Right.
going on to the next one, Road 7028 Resolution, Yasha.
What
Where is
road
it
is
at?
that?
That road is between Sandoval and McKinley County, all the way to the store. There's that stretch of land. I think it's like less than 7 miles. We did a resolution here.
Okay, when was it?
This was in March.
Okay.
So was it sent to Navajo Nation Department of Transportation?
So the thing about these resolutions is I don't get no context. Okay, this needs to go to this person. It just gets given to me and I'm supposed to fill in the blanks. If I get some sort of context to where these things go, yes, it will get there. But if you expect me just to read your mind,
So it's still sitting there?
yeah, I'm assuming it is
Okay.
because I
All
wasn't.
right, I'll make contacts and email you the information.
Awesome. See, now that's when we're starting to work together instead of saying, oh, what did you do? Ishhaja? Give me some sort of context.
Yeah, well, it's the Department of Navajo Nation
Okay.
Transportation.
And yeah, if you can send me an email, and then that way we can move forward
Yeah.
progressively and collectively.
Just one more thing, survey forms, I'm gonna need more.
Okay.
And then also, I need my copies from Rincon. I think I submitted like 11. Yeah, copy, the filled out. I
Surveys?
gave it to Connie that one time, she collected it.
Okay.
I think it was back in March too. I just
Okay.
want the original copies. You
Okay.
can have copies made.
Okay.
I think there were 11 that I'm thinking.
Okay.
I need those back.
Here you go. And you need the copies today?
Yes,
Preferably?
please, yes.
Okay.
And then more blank copies.
Okay. Oh, so you want both of them today?
Yeah. would
Hopefully
like
I
those.
can, yeah, okay.
Okay, that's all I have, Madam Chair.
What's that route number now?
It's 7028.
Okay, so I guess that's, you're done with your report, so let's move on to new business review timeline, scope of work review, the get chart. Let's do a review the timeline. Connie, I'm gonna give you the floor on this timeline, the scope of work, get chart. Benคิดว่าหนาได้
Okay, so timeline-wise, we're already 7 months into our 2 years. The only thing we accomplish here is our vision statement, our goal statement, and we're in the process of the surveys. We haven't accomplished presentation yet, public education like one here. When we're gonna do that, we need aerial images for Whitehorse, Sand Spring, and Rincon. We haven't done that yet. We were supposed to discuss that last time, but we haven't done that yet. And again, so hopefully this time we're able to discuss that. We have how many more months? A year, and we're already 7, so
We're just not into 6 months,
a year.
not
And
7, 6 months.
we started in October. If you count from October to now, it's 7 months.
Going on 7 months with May.
Yes. So we have about 15 months left until the next one. So that was the whole purpose in creating a Gantt chart, so we can stay focused instead of talking about chapter issues, because that's on chapter stuff. So hopefully this time we're able to discuss who's going to obtain aerial images for Whitehorse, Sand Spring, and Rincon. So I'm assuming we're all representing each one. So I'm assuming Laverne is going to do Rincon, and I'm going to do Sand Spring, and then Chi and Lucita is going to do Whitehorse to obtain the aerial image. So that part.
Okay. Parent participation plan, the first part that you know, how are we going to disseminate all this information on the CLUPC? We name, if we went on our wish list naming different meetings, like the CLUPC meeting itself, the planning meeting, the chapter meeting, the veterans meeting, and we have another organization up the hill now, Senior Center. Mm-hmm. So for that, you know, we've been doing that, and I don't know how you have been doing the parent participation, even through the chapter, and the proof that I have will be in the minutes.
What do you talk about? I don't understand you.
The parent participation, the community participation plan, the educational plan. We're going to disseminate information.
So how I understand that when during our orientation with Latasha was that we actually do a presentation like how she had made, meaning explaining the every detail. What is community land use planning? How like the aerial, like for here, for Whitehorse, we're going to have an aerial image just like the one on the wall back there. Showing that this is Whitehorse here, and then Sand Spring here, and Rincon here. So that way we have...
That's where this map comes in.
Yeah, but that only shows like...
This is the start. No, so this is the start.
Yes, that's a start. That's another start up there too. But the thing is, what I'm saying is we need to focus on Sand Spring, Rincon specifically. We don't need all this other...
What is this information we're looking at?
This is a map. This was the prior CLUPC, the Uganda. These numbers are house numbers, rural addressing. That's what it is. So this is from the start. So Clyde, I told Clyde to bring in some maps 2 times to remind each dog on the white, specifically for the Whitehorse chapter land, AD, give it the snow.
So,
Okay, sorry.
Sure,
So the previous Club C had made something like this. They were focusing on where to put the 40 units of housing, and if we want to store, where are we going to put it within the 640 acres, right? So That's what we're supposed to be discussing.
Yeah, here's the map. It's
So we need a better like image. You know what I mean? Do you understand?
And so what we really need to do going forward is, that is insufficient nowadays. It's obsolete. Everything has to be digitized and digital. We need to be focused on going digital and using technology. And that's where we're at now. We can't be taking credit for something that was already there.
I'm not taking credit.
No,
This is
I'm not
just a
saying,
start, okay?
don't take it personal. I'm just saying, we gotta turn over a new page and start something new. And that's why I'm saying that we need to go into a digital technological phase. That's all I'm saying. So going forward, what are we gonna be planning? Are we just gonna be sitting here looking at each other? I want us to move forward.
I want to talk about the first public hearing. My recommendation would be hold a public hearing at each, well, we don't even have all our stuff together, but maybe public education at each community. And then with our information coming back, have our first public hearing. Again, probably at the 3 communities, because not all Rincon's going to show up here. Not all Sand Springs going to show up here. It's better within their communities. And then have one here, but ultimately have a big one here. So we can schedule, I can schedule one for Rincon with public hearing in May.
So I think the best thing to do is try to convene everybody all at once.
Yeah,
Because if we're breaking off into groups,
you're not going to have many people.
but it's worth a
not gonna
try.
work. Yeah, it's not going to work. And then it's just going to be those people that showed up, maybe less than 20, and that's unfair. And then you have the next group that say, who are you guys? Who's club again, you know? That's what happened already. So it's better to go to the community, knock on doors and talk. Hey, let's have a meeting. I'm having a meeting on this day. And I like that approach instead of just here. You know, we're dealing with less than 20 people.
So if we implement what you're saying, go do your household visits and tell them, okay, we're planning a session. Please come out on this day. So I think, yes, we're going to have to give it a try, because at this point, we are so divided that it is troubling. And we are wondering why we are not moving forward. It's pretty obvious if you look at it it's pretty obvious why we're not moving forward.
Why?
It's because we keep spinning our wheels. We're constantly discussing the same thing. It's the redundancy.
I mean, I thought scheduling the first public hearing, that's not...
This was like long ago when you weren't here, so I suggested that we do it every planning meeting, chapter meeting, for like a
It's the
whole
same
6 months.
people.
Yeah.
It's the same
No, but
people.
there's different people. I saw different, and I attended several of them. The thing is, who's going to be the one presenting? Are we going to have the same message? That's the thing. We want to be on the same page. We don't want to have like different information. That's why it's important to have it at a chapter meeting. So that way, you know, I'm aware, you're aware, who's saying what.
Excuse me. Only that this past planning meeting, I present to them the community assessment. That was my topic. But the VP cut me off. You're taking too long, Shanila.
But did you discuss all of that? Because that's all that we discussed.
The purpose of we're doing the community assessment, the information that we're collecting, it
should just be almost exactly
It's my presentation that I gave to the people, and it's on the meeting minutes.
Sure. Ours related to Hika. We need to go forward. I agree with her. Just go ahead and schedule it the 3 meetings. I attended her meeting on Sunday. And they had over 30 people there. And same thing up at Sand Springs. I went up there also Sunday. There's over 30 people up there.
Okay.
So, we just attack it instead of going forward.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're gonna do Sand Spring, you're gonna do Recon, you're gonna do Whitehorse?
We do door to door.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Huh?
Don't you have Sand Springs?
Yeah, but you guys just said that you guys were in Sand Springs, so I'm assuming I was
No, there
not
was a
aware,
meeting
and
Sunday there too.
and I wasn't invited. So I don't know what's going on there.
Well, that's not the issue. That's just,
Well, you brought it up, so
You don't have to be invited, it's a public meeting.
I mean, that's your, if it comes to, that's your area.
Okay.
The people up there were asking
I don't
about
read your
you.
mind what you're gonna do on
The
Sunday.
people were asking about you up there.
I was there just recent,
They were
So
asking
how?
me Sunday about it, so.
but I was unaware that you guys decided to
Well,
make a meeting.
We started saying that we're gonna each couple different.
When was this? Did you let me know?
So
When
we're
did you
gonna
guys talk
have,
about this?
It's initiative, you know?
Yeah,
It's initiative by these, just so that we get our information
Yeah.
across to each individual.
Yeah,
home.
that's why it's important
And
to
it
include
does
me.
not
You're
necessarily have to
included.
be at the
I didn't get no
planning
message.
meeting or a chapter meeting.
You don't
I
okay?
can't read your mind
Let's get
though.
ours
How am I supposed to know you're gonna go to Sand Springs?
That's enough,
we're
Connie.
discussing it right now.
Be professional.
I am being professional, but I have my
Joanna,
opinion
I think
too.
you know, raise your hand when you ask questions.
Okay, so I'm gonna have mine scheduled, I'll put it on the radio and then let them know here too. It's gonna be a combination probably with the, I wouldn't say it's a public hearing by itself, it'll be educational and public hearing to get a lot of feedback. And then, like I said, the big one should be here at the chapter house. But to initiate these, to get people start coming together at each community, I think that will help. To just let them know what we're doing, where we're at, and why we're doing, and when we should complete, just the timeline and everything. And then what are their comments? I know I've been meeting with my group out there, and it's like, you know, they want development. They want development. And they say that's their priority. The road, the water, you know, they have their list of things. And then so I'll continue to hear that.
Right. So,
Okay.
I agree, just a quick point, I agree, but we can't create further division. If we continue to segregate each other, it's just gonna create more of division. But I like the idea of convening here
Yeah,
with everybody, yeah.
The big first public hearing should be here. And then I think there's gonna be like 2 other ones that I know of.
Okay.
But to really get people to understand all this, we need to do the communities. I mean, if you guys wanna come out to my community, that's fine, anytime you're welcome. And I like to go to Sand Springs and then here too. So, I mean, we all work together that way.
And then it seems like if we go door to door or explaining to them in small groups, they more or less understand that than being in a big group, you know. So if we go door to door explaining to them what the purpose of the land, the CLUPC and everything, then they know what it's going to be about when we invite them to the public hearing.
Rainbow Marcus is pretty lucky because everybody goes to church on Sunday in one place. That's where I usually go. And then we make an announcement and they all come. This first time we met at the community building for the first time. So that was good. Right after church, we all went there. So that's one good thing about Rincon. I know everybody, elsewhere it's different.
So we've been doing community education, going door to door. and then the meetings here too. And then now we're going to get to the big thing, which is the public hearing, where all the three groups will come together.
So kudos on what you're doing down there, the public
me?
information, kudos, meaning
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
kudos,
Yeah, kudos.
thumbs up.
Yeah, exactly. But the public education doesn't mean you explaining the survey to them. That's just part of the survey
Not
process.
only the survey, the whole process.
The CLUPC, what we're
That's
doing.
it, what we're doing.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
obtain, maps, I think we should all just do that, see what we can get. Let's start working on that.
So how are we gonna do it? You're gonna get Rincon and these two are gonna get,
I can,
White Horse.
I can get all three.
all three of them?
But I think you guys should go ahead and do what you can to, you know, and then we'll share what we have. I mean, you just make some contacts and then they print it out for you, however big you want it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you have a rough draft of the 640?
The 640?
But then, you don't have anything on the 640?
So number 3, I think we're still trying to, we're still working on it. I know I am.
Oh, the data collection?
And then how are you going to put that together? Are you going to create it, put it into a pie chart, or?
So that's what I heard you did your report on.
Oh,
Within the agenda, you're gonna be doing the pie chart. So, share the sheet in the agenda at a meeting.
Yeah, I'll show you at the snap, because I put it on the spreadsheet. I have it, I'll have all of mine on the spreadsheet.
And you can convert it to pie chart.
Yeah, so that needs to be done to all of them.
Yep.
The community assessment forms. I have the copies of mine, and we gave you your copies, and you scanned them.
Yep.
Oh,
So you're asking me what I'm gonna do with that information? It's gonna be archived, and that's gonna further iterate that what you guys are doing, because you're saying that you're still doing the data collection, and that's a common theme now. So that's where that kind of goes. It's the paper trail saying that that's what you guys are still working on, and that's what it says here on number 3, phase 2. You guys are still on phase 2, and you guys are still collecting the data. We can't compile the data until you collected all of the data.
that's what I mean, that's what I was saying, and no, yeah. So, you know, that shows that you guys are not making home visits and stuff, but no, yeah. So I said, no, I'm doing my job. I have them here, This is the one that I gave them to you, and I organized them. And they're by alphabetical order. Okay, so that's what I have right here. And then I still have some more to turn into. So mine is almost done. I think ours is almost done, huh? So so that's where we're at. We're doing our job. So this should scan, this shall not
Madam Chair, number 4,
Oh.
land suitability analysis. I think when we get our maps, that can be better identified. The land status with the land board here. You should have more information on where everything is, reading the map for White Horse. And then, of course, the 2 communities, because they want things, development and stuff too.
And I think the best thing, you're hitting on a good note, is that we need to know what the statuses are, because that's going to affect how we move forward. We can't be planning something that is not within the jurisdiction of the Navajo Nation. It might be BLM land, and we know that that's not going to go anywhere. So, yeah.
So, number 5,
Hire a technical assistant, Joy, to bring up the,
So from what I understand, if we're going to hire a consultant, that means that board members, you guys would become more of just members. That person would be the person who's going to be kind of leading the charge.
consultant is just a consultant. I've done land use before, and for Rincon, and we hired a consultant. And they were just consultant, helping where we needed help.
Right.
We never put those people in charge. Plus, they didn't speak English. They were white people out of Albuquerque. And they did consulting. They did a good job. So, I'm for it. I think we should.
Before too, we had Chili Yazzie for our consultant, but the members were still here. They were still getting paid.
So we're gonna hire one and pay them, is that what you're suggesting? So with that, the only problem is that if we do that, we're taking money away from the community.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Because we
why
already
would
have a
they-
budget of like, what, 28,000? If you think about it, if the company we hire, it was charging us 24,000,
I think we can ask like
We
Winter
can,
Rock.
they can go
Community
through the bidding
development.
process, huh? It's not gonna be only one consultant. They have to go through the bidding process, and we might end up with the lowest one.
so the thing is, I think Latasha suggested if we do that and if they don't do it correctly, and if it comes back, guess who's responsible for it? That individual. And then that individual is gonna request more because they have to correct it. That's another problem we're gonna have. And
I
so,
think we can. I
Yeah.
think we can. We can start looking into it. We don't have all the answers now, but I think if we don't, I mean, if we're very short on the budget,
yeah,
we can ask
Community development.
community development.
okay.
Maybe they'll earmark some money for us.
Council delegate.
That's what happened with Whitehorse. She remembers.
Mhm.
Whitehorse had their own CLUPC, they had their own consultant, Chili Yazzie. Rincon, we had nothing. And we've been saying, hey, we need help. Nobody came out. So we got funding out of Wonder Rock Community Development, and they hired a consultant for us. And we convened. I think at that time there was a program, I forget what it was called.
The house.
Government, Nahasta
Nahasta.
government.
Well, to make a very long story short, when Albert Hale became president, he pushed that LGA Act to all the 110 chapters. Out of that act, he put in 2 laws. One was that the chapters can get LGA certified. Then part 2 was to get their land use plan certified. So with that, he asked community development to give each of the chapters $20,000 to hire their own consultants. So that's what was used.
So to me, it sounds like we're not smart individuals if we're hiring someone. We are all smart individuals. You have a master's degree, you have a technical certificate, you have some background information. Why don't we work together and make this happen and do it ourselves? We take the credit instead of someone else taking the credit.
Well, we will take the credit.
He made a very good point. 20,000, and that 20,000 was probably spent. 20,000.
But there's always a possibility we can do it.
No, go ahead.
Well,
We only have 28,000. 20,000 chiniketos pink. What's go higher daily go. Tacho go get 20 yahitomil.
And we're saving 8,000.
Yeah. So
So it's feasible.
it's feasible, but we're going to be taking a pretty good chunk of the pie. I guess, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see how far it goes, but don't be disappointed if it doesn't, you know what I mean, happen. Don't set your heart on it.
I'm setting my heart on it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think it's very possible, you know, like, all I'm hearing is we're behind 7 months, we're behind 7. I mean, these consultants will get everything that we need.
Yep.
I mean, we're very smart, yeah, we're smart, but they're there to assist us.
Right. I agree, and I'm kind of just to hit on her note is that, yes, the individuals at this table have a certain set of skill sets, and it can be, if you guys put your mind together, you can possibly build on it even further instead of building up somebody else's credentials. How? Not meaning the credentials of the consultant. Because what's going to happen is that consultant is going to turn around and say that, oh, I helped White Horse Lake, and that's going to go on his resume to get more money. But yeah, I understand it doesn't matter. I understand it doesn't matter, but wouldn't you want to have that skill to say, okay, I can put my head down to this and I can achieve this, whatever you set your mind to.
We
But
can put a pizza on.
So right now, then, okay, and we're just going back to Taj.
But it's a discussion, though.
Right now, we're just stumbling blocks, you know?
So
with each
let's
other.
go, continue. Isn't there a resolution that we're, for this?
Yeah, so the resolution is made, it's right here. Approving the use of 2023, no, the other one. Where was the other one? There was a resolution that was made for that consultant.
Let's continue on
Okay,
while you find that, let's go on.
okay, so,
So we talked about hiring a consultant, so we go to action items now.
what happened to that resolution? The papers are just... Okay, which action item are we on right now?
First one,
The resolution.
The
10 acres.
Yeah, that was the consultant. Okay, so request and approve the 10 acres within White Horse Lake, 640 acres again, to Tania.
Not at
So
this
we
time, I
need
think, but don't we need to make a motion?
to defer it.
Well, we still need to make a motion and second, and then discuss it, and then at that time, we can defer it,
So,
or
For
hold on
number
to
one.
it until it's, the 640 acres are approved.
okay, so you requested it an action item, the 10 acres
It's an action
within
item,
White
yeah.
Horse Lake Chapter, 640 acres to White Horse Lake Chapter Baptist Church. Do I hear a motion on this one? Chief?
I'll motion.
Okay. Second?
I'll make second.
Okay. So there's a motion, there's a second, now we can discuss this topic.
Well, we talked about it lengthy, and I think we should just defer it, or however you want to call it. Bring it back up, maybe table it now, and bring it back up until this land is situated.
I think we need to defer it because the main person that is requesting for this 10 acres is not present right now.
Okay.
And then we need to wait on the letter that we're going to send to DOJ. Maybe by that time, the letter from DOJ will be here. Okay? So we'll just defer it to the next meeting.
Then take a vote.
Okay. So we're doing a vote to defer it to the next meeting. Okay? So all in favor? 1, 2,
2.
2. Okay.
We're on this one.
Opposed?
Oppose.
Abstain?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3?
yeah.
Okay,
They're
2, 0,
moving,
3.
they're moving it.
Okay, so let's move on to the resolution, the resolution to hire a CLUPC consultant to the chapter 2. The motion.
I motion it.
Okay, second.
I'll
Chief?
second.
Okay. So DDG, we already talked about it, biodiversity.
Yep, the consultant.
Vote.
So we'll just vote on it. And that one, I have a resolution on that one. Probably this resolution will be moving forward to the chapter meeting. I'll call you change.
All right.
Okay. It's going to take some time though. Resolution of the White Horse Lake Chapter CLUPC, May 4, 2023. Approve the use of 2023 LGA funds to hire a technical consultant to compile data for the community land use planning. Whereas the community land use planning has a duly approved plan of operation as required and authorized by the Title 26 Navajo Nation Council, and the CLUPC has been operating as community land use planning for months now after the approval of its plan of operation in November of 2022 after not having a CLUPC for over 2 years. The Community Land Use Planning Committee has conducted several months reviewing and discussing its efforts to refine and reinforce community assessment that has been done, as well as ongoing assessment. And the community assessment requires the development and the implementation of a database which can be used to provide for a comprehensive data program to compile the needs, available land, existing facilities, infrastructures, existing resources on or near White Horse Lake community, and the CLUPC understand there is an approval 2023 budget with the CLUPC is allowed to access for the kind of needs mentioned in this resolution. The Community Land Use Planning Committee is authorizing officials of the current CLUPC to obtain the needed fund for this purpose as soon as possible through the available funding of the 2023 budget. Now therefore, it be resolved that Community Land Use Planning Committee duly authorizes officials to secure and obtain available 2023 funds to fulfill the required needs to develop an immediate operable database system inclusive of expert resources for this timely effort and time of the essence. So it says,
I'd like to ask that we insert the amount of money the consultant will be paid. I think you need to call around first, Ms. Nolan, to other chapters to ask what's the normal charge or fee that they charge consultants.
To your point, for professional fees, we only have $4,237.84. Hopefully you can find a consultant that can accommodate that cost.
Yeah. Or,
It's not the whole
like I
20.
said, we can ask for more funding somewhere in the nation. But
insert that. Okay.
all around different chapters and ask what they pay their consultants per year, because this is a 2-year, now we're less 2 years. So then you can insert it in here on your resolution.
Okay. How good shape?
Could still need a 4,000.
$4,237.84. But again, I'm going to iterate that that's not solely for CLUPC, it's for chapter operation and also, okay.
And take a vote.
Yes.
So, ideya binadiso.
Okay. So I'll insert that in there for consultation fee.
But do some research first.
Okay. Okay, so let's take a vote on it to pass hire CLUPC consultant.
I vote yes.
Okay, 1, 2. 2, okay. 2 in favor, opposed?
Okay.
Abstain? 1? Okay. So 2, 1, 1. Okay. We'll move the thing forward. Okay, so, request for number 3, request to include CLUPC member monthly stipend. 120 times 4. Who's that for? Shakila? That's 480 times 12. That's 5,760. Okay, the reason why I put this in here is because, just like what Deidre was saying, not all that money belongs to CLUPC. But we need to put our budget, leave our budget in there. He can pay for other things, you know, officers, which are not, it needs to still stay in there.
Officers or the club members?
Officers, yeah.
Yeah, he said that it's only paid to officers.
The officers, no.
That's right.
Of course, they
all
don't
members
hate on that, but I like to see it where it says in the policy.
Can we,
It should be all members.
The way we
Well-
submitted our resolution was all CLUPC members.
if you look back in the Title 26, I thought we caught that all members to be compensated for caught. That's what the council passed. It doesn't say officers, it says all.
That's not right.
It's all
It says
members.
just officers. It should be all members.
That's what it says in Title 26.
So, based on this, we have, but, I don't should is lot and not in there. Shut up, what should is lot.
No, there should be 5. There's 4, there's 5 positions. So change 4 to 5.
4 to 5,
Yeah,
okay.
we probably just need to make some amendments somewhere in our policies.
Yeah, but Title 26 says all members.
So 120, okay, let me get down here. So, no. 120
We can ask them for a raise.
times 5. That will be times 5, it will be 600 Lolita. Okay? Times 12 will be 7,200. Okay. So for Taylor, instead of the top one, it's going to be 120 times 5. That's 600 times 12, that's 7,200. That's what it's going to amount to.
Are you making a resolution or who are you requesting?
There was a resolution, but there was a resolution that I had.
Are you calling for a vote?
Today on the other thing is for that other. I have both of the resolution. I don't know how to get to it.
I think all members should be paid.
Yeah, that's what we're requesting is all members because are they younger just me and treating you.
Like I said, it says in Title 26, the council resolution, that all club members to be paid with CLUP.
So,
And then one meeting when the chapter manager from Councilor Claudia, Sam Sage, Lorraine asked him how much he was paying his CLUPC members. They pretty neat, 125 something.
oh,
And then he said he had 5 or 6.
5, I think he said 6 of them.
So he said he was paying 6 to Cheryl,
Yeah.
to Cheryl, so it's doable.
Yeah, so that's what we're only requesting.
We need to give one of the resolutions to the council delegate.
Okay. So do I hear a motion and a second, and we'll take a vote on it.
I'll motion.
So with the changes, not the 4 members, but all 5 members. Okay. So 120 times 5, 600 times 12, 7,200. Okay. So G,
Motion.
okay, second.
A second.
Okay. Connie, second. Okay. So all in favor? 1, 2, 3,
301.
301. Okay. Yeah, so this is it.
Are we having executive
The
session?
executive session. I think we have the executive session.
We can ask them to leave. How long is it going to be?
Very, very short, I guess.
We can ask them to step out for a little bit.
Executive session?
컴pression 해서 이 정도인데.
Ella? 어쩌죠, 진짜. Bert, can you guys move out for a while?
No.
Josh, we're going to have executive session. 저거 알아야 안 놔뒀죠?
Like 10 minutes, that's a big Just real quick.
Please.
Oh, please?
We want to listen.
Okay, can we motion to enter into executive session? Motion?
All motion.
Chi? Okay, exit going down, we'll do another one. Okay, the time is, okay, 5:08.
Second.
Oh, wait a second.
Okay,
Okay, one second.
hold on.
Executive session, baby. Just for 10 minutes.
It's 5:09.
Is executive session recorded?
Huh?
No, it can't be
You
anything.
have to turn off your cell phone if you have your cell phone on.
Anything inside this session can't be copied. Written.
Does it say in our plan of operation?
That's the elimination law.
Yeah, but we're also doing plan of operation too.
Yeah, it says it in the plan of operation. We're into executive session now.
Even
Only for
there in the
CLUPC.
executive session, they also record too.
No.
Huh? No. It's the law that you don't record anything. Not even a recorder on your phone.
Okay, what do we have to talk about though? What do we have to
Well,
hide?
DJ needs to exit out. Close your door, DJ.
So, to me, it's questionable, because why don't you want to discuss things on the record? I just want to put that out there.
That's in the Robert Rules of Order. You don't
But
put it
I'm
in.
just saying that if you're going to call executive session law,
Behind closed door, please.
yeah, exactly, that's very questionable.
It's not questionable.
I mean, to me, it is.
Because you don't know the law.
I don't think we all don't know.
Because both of you, though, you need to use your Robert Rules of Order.
It's the same for you too.
If that's what's governed our meeting right here. Okay? DDA, it's for your letter. That's yours.
Letter for what?
It says letter of warning.
Warning for what?
Read it.
Okay, read it.
Read it to me.
We are writing to you we are writing to warn you that you have seriously breached a protocol of CLUPC. Within the past few weeks, you have attempted to represent yourself by speaking for the entire committee. You have represented yourself in public before the chapter membership as if your presentation was the CLUPC. Unfortunately, you have decided to maneuver around the committee to attempt to remove the officers of White Horse Lake Chapter CLUPC. As you will recall, the CLUPC members met in December 2022 to select officers. Out of Portland. Okay.
We're in executive session. We asked everybody to leave for like 10 minutes. Thank
Okay.
you.
So, CLUPC member met in December 2022 to select officers. The committee offered an officer position, but you refused. You verbally stated that you desired to be a president and no other officer's role was acceptable. You even wrote an email about your dissatisfaction with not being selected as president and your lack of interest in this committee, to the point that you suggested you might resign. From your recent action concerning the CLUPC, you have openly exhibited your dissatisfaction with the CLUPC. We have always expressed openly that the committee should work as a team for the betterment of our committee and their benefit, and this statement remains the same. You have also stated that you can work with anyone if you are willing to work with you. However, you have demonstrated you will do this if only others do what you want and desire. CLUPC has provided members with this assignment and the members have addressed their work, but you still have not provided information regarding your work to CLUPC. We have a tremendous amount of work before us as a White Horse Lake CLUPC, and if a member chooses not to work as a team, that member ought to withdraw membership from CLUPC. One member working to undermine the committee will result in minimal production. Therefore, as president of the CLUPC, I suggest you immediately remove yourself from the committee. Sincerely, Lucy Tanola, President, CLUPC.
So, comment on that. I will not remove myself. From the very beginning, doing the officers thingy, initially I said that I wanted to be president. I didn't want to be vice president, secretary, so that's why I denied the offer. And I have been giving information from the very beginning. I suggested things because I prepared myself for that. And I did all the research I can. I provided the Gantt chart, the budget for 2022, 23, and 22 and 23. So I provided that. And I did have a recording at that time. The reason why I didn't take vice president nor secretary is because my initial goal was to be president, because I had a vision, a way to do it, how to approach it. So that was why I didn't take any other. And so here we are again. I have been helping. I have provided the Gantt chart. And I've been, just again today, I also presented that. What was previously done. And again, the timeline, I just went over that. So I don't know exactly what you're wanting me to do. And we had an orientation too with Latasha. So everything I'm saying, you guys all know that's true. We have been focusing on other things like food, like the chapter stuff. We're not supposed to be discussing that. We're supposed to be discussing, like I suggested earlier, aerial images for Whitehorse, Sand Spring, Rincon, same thing. Because that's exactly what Latasha was talking about. So, again, and I have sent in the email too, was that I was never a part from it. I was never a part of this committee. I never signed the plan of operation, which Cedric has. You never signed your part because you weren't here. So again, you removed me, but I was never a part of it from the very beginning. So that doesn't make sense to me. When you guys are trying a warning letter, it would not apply because you're still considering me public, community. I still have a say-so, regardless. I vote here too. So it don't make sense to me what you guys are doing. I'm trying to help you guys, but you guys don't understand that. And I said the same thing over and over and over. Again, I said I can help with compiling everything instead of hiring a consultant, but you don't consider that. So anything I say is not considered. And even if I don't say anything, I'm still like, oh, what? How come you didn't say anything? I'm still shut down either way. So really, it doesn't really matter. So even if you write this, it still wouldn't apply to me because I can still attend this meeting because it's public information. Even if you go even if you go out there, I don't go searching for stuff. They come to me. Even the meeting that you guys did in Sand Spring, I was not searching for that. It came to me. I got so much information. That was on you guys' doing. That wasn't me. And I don't read minds. And when you guys are gonna do the meeting, there's ways to get a hold of me, email. So yeah, that's what I have, and that's exactly what I will, if you guys are gonna take me to court because I will bring those are my proof. And from the very beginning, I didn't say I was resigning, I said I was contemplating, if you read it correctly. What's her name, Fran, said she took it differently, meaning that, oh yeah, Connie, you're gonna resign. She took it that way, that's her understanding. I said contemplating. So, if some situations like this, it would have been awesome if we would have did this from the very beginning, because the two of you hold that position. You two represent Whitehorse chapter. So I am willing to work, and I try to go back on the same path, but it seems like the three of you, I know you want to get me out, but guess what? I still vote here and I can still participate. And from the very beginning, I was already out of it, so it wouldn't apply. So if you just have to look at your documents. I'm not trying to attack anyone or anything. I'm trying to focus and go on this path because even with consultant too, why don't we want to credit? That's why I was saying, I would like to credit you having your name on there, signing it. But it's up to you guys, agree or disagree, but regardless, it's public information, just like Latasha said. So this warning really doesn't do anything because it's not part of the plan of operation. Even from the beginning, I was trying to say something and didn't hear me, so.
I would like to say something, Madam Chair.
Okay.
So thank you for your comment. I just want to make some comments here because this bothers me personally. Yeah, we all started thinking we're going to work together, we're going to be working together.
Yeah.
But somewhere, for me, you never said hello, you never acknowledged me, and I thought that was just your demeanor, so I left you alone. So there's no cap. I didn't know you. I still don't know who you are as your clan. Okay, that should be established, just like when we go out in the community. You say your clan, you say hello, you get that respect. Okay, that's one area. Working together, you know, that should be included. Saying hello. When I come in, you know, I say hello, but it never comes from you for whatever reason, so I just left it. We're here, like you said, 7 months. You haven't addressed a Ms. Wagner hello or anything, so anyway, that's beside the point. What I don't appreciate is that you wrote some letters, you complain about every little bit of things without coming to the...
I have from the very beginning, you just weren't there, and...
Like about me, we should meet like this.
Exactly,
first.
exactly.
Yeah, because that never happened. Letters just got shot out to everybody, and that's unnecessary. Because why would you be wanting an audience to the ethics? I didn't do any criminal crime. Why would you even include ethics?
First of all, you were threatening me.
Let her talk.
Why would you even include the council delegate?
What are we hiding though?
And what about the officers? This is a club thing. It stays here to resolve whatever issues.
Exactly, we should have done that from the very beginning.
What that happened?
So why haven't you been doing that? You shut up.
Okay, so your comment on acknowledging you, that's my choice. That's my choice, if I want to acknowledge you or not. But guess what? I'm talking to you right here, we're sitting here, and we're communicating. But do I necessarily have to say hello every time? There's certain people that I don't even say hello to, and it's up to them how they're gonna take it. But that's just me.
Yeah, that's
But if
fine.
you don't, if in return, if you don't say hi to me, that's okay. But I'm open-minded person, and I'll talk to you regardless. If you ignore me, that's okay. That's your choice. It's also my choice too.
Well, I accept you that way now. I mean,
Yeah,
from the beginning, you don't say hello or anything, so it's, I don't even say hello now.
Yeah,
It's
that's fine, that's okay.
Okay, no, what I'm talking, the main point for me is the letters that you shot off to everybody. And that's irresponsible, that's not professional. Have
We
they
don't
done
know
anything
professional.
about it? Have they done anything about it? No, they're not gonna do anything because it's baseless. And then in the letter, it says that you came before the community, want to. We're in executive session.
We'll tell you when to come in. We'll tell you when to come in. We're in executive session, personal session. Oh,
So, those things are uncalled for. You're creating animosity, and I feel like I'm threatened. I'm being harassed. I don't appreciate it. So I'm just saying it out now.
Well, I feel like I'm being threatened when you come up here doing the same thing to me and using your disability. I have it
No,
recorded.
Yeah, I'm still disabled.
But you use that against me, and you said that you're gonna take me to court. Take me to court because I do
did not
have
say.
Yes, you did.
I did not say your name.
community.
told the people-
I'm part of the community, understand
I
that.
told the people that this would happen if we go this direction. I laid out the,
Still the same, it's still a threat though.
well, that's your
you
interpretation.
need to
Exactly.
listen, Connie.
I'm
See,
listening.
this is
You're not
how you
listening.
are.
Yes.
And that's uncalled for.
I
I'm
have
not
my
done talking.
own opinion too,
Well,
you
have
know?
your own opinion out there, go out there.
It applies,
be in proxy.
it applies to you too. What you're saying also applies
We're
to you
trying-
too.
Listen.
She's
Deidre, you're supposed to have your doors closed.
Okay, so your executive session is over, it's after 5, I'm gonna have to.
Well, we're still meeting, so this is a community house.
It's after 5. The people who.
You can come back and then,
These guys we were trying to keep it short and sweet, and I think, from what I'm hearing, it's kind of getting out of hand.
Yes.
So let's just end it here.
no, we're still in executive session, please excuse yourself.
That's why I'm saying that this needs to,
They close it now, she closed it, now they close it.
But I'm not removing myself.
While
though.
we're in here, executive session, you need to honor that you're a Navajo Nation employee.
and I'm not,
Get
we're
out.
not in control.
Get out, Dietrich. We're still talking here.
It seems like it's an attack, Nadine.
I don't have any question.
It is an attack.
Excuse me, there's a lot of people outside. We request for
I guess we'll
Mm-hmm.
continue.
no.
We'll continue the executive session away from Whitehorse
Mm-hmm.
chapter.
I only do business in the chapter, not outside anywhere else.
See, you don't want to work with us, that's a problem.
But
No, you-
that's
you put
the
us-
whole point in having a
You put us-
chapter
you put
though.
us down in front of people at chapter meeting. You
Yes.
don't call that teamwork.
You did the same thing to me.
Yes,
We
sir.
didn't
Oh,
do
the
nothing.
next
We didn't do
Echedeya.
nothing. We didn't do
Exactly, that's what you told me. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay,
Almost-
she's just getting out of here.
Yeah.
She wants to finish, so we'll just stop.
She's not listening.
Okay, well, motion to
She's
exit.
like Lester. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
One motion to
you're
exit?
raising your
Oh.
voice.
You guys raise your voice too.
Okay.
That don't make no sense.
Five.
But I'm not removing myself.
You are removed.
No, I'm not.
Okay, look,
No,
we're
I'm
out of
not.
executive session now. Let's go back into that action. Okay? All we have to do is vote.
Are you calling for
For removal. Okay, so all in favor to remove proxy, to remove Connie?
I'm actually underneath the chapter, so you can't remove me.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You're one.
How are you including me though? That don't
We're
make
done,
no
we're done,
sense.
we're done.
We're done. And that part of it too is
Don't make any more excuses.